Breastfeeding in public, is it really the woman's choice? Recently in the news, there was a LDS woman in northern Utah that was denied access to her church's temple because of her breastfeeding in her church's foyer. This created such a stir that even BuzzFeed picked up on the story and printed an article about it. Today, Sarah, Ryan, and myself would like to look at the benefits of breastfeeding, the social aspects of it, and how women can be empowered to make it really their choice. With all of the media coverage on all of these things, we felt that it was very important to look into the aspects of how much of this really is an issue and how much of a choice it is for the women. In the BuzzFeed article, this LDS woman shared that she had sat down in the foyer of her LDS church, and as she was sitting there, her daughter needed to eat, and she proceeded to breastfeed her child. A few weeks later, she was called in by her clergy, her bishop, and this is what they quoted her in saying. She said, "He called me in and told me that people had complained, and they were just worried about the young men sexualizing my breastfeeding of my daughter. If this is being discussed by the clergy, how much of a choice really is this for our women?" I recently came across a video by Christina Kuzmic that made light of how much of a issue this is. While she's poking fun and having a good time with it, I feel like she brings out some really good points, and I wanted to share this video with you. So please take a minute and watch.
4 reasons women should never breastfeed in public. Number 1, it's offensive and inappropriate. We don't live in a society where it's okay to just show part of your breasts or cleavage in public. If I'm breastfeeding in public and somebody walks by and they see me, I could offend them with my boobs. I wouldn't want to offend someone by breastfeeding in front of them. By breastfeeding in public, we are spreading the lie that breasts serve a purpose other than just to turn someone on. That kind of lie could totally screw kids up. Number 2, even if we use one of those breastfeeding covers, it's not guaranteed that the baby won't push it off. And then what? Your breast could be exposed for a second or two seconds. Seriously, babies who push the cover off are just spoiled brats. I don't see what's so uncomfortable about eating with a cover on your head. That's not sweaty or hot or dark or claustrophobic at all. Number 3, women who breastfeed in public aren't doing it because their baby is actually hungry. No, they're just trying to seduce your husbands with their milk-filled, leaking, engorged breasts. Skinks. And if men are staring at a breastfeeding mom's obvious sluttiness, that's totally normal. What are they supposed to do? Notice her breastfeeding and then look away? Weird. Number 4, we're moms. We don't need to go out in public. We gave up that right when we started popping out babies. We don't need to go shopping or eat out or have a social life. Nowadays, everybody delivers. Just Amazon Prime it. And even if for some crazy reason, like an emergency, we have to leave the house, there are plenty of places to hide while breastfeeding. There is no common sense reason why we need to traumatize the public by breastfeeding in front of them. Sometimes I seriously ask myself, did these breastfeeding moms even want to have children? Or did they just have them so they could ruin everybody's day with their exhibitionism? Put your boobs away, ladies! Unless they're dairy-free, then show them off.
Even though this video makes light of the situation, I really truly feel like she has some good points as far as women's rights and what they're actually doing by the natural thing of breastfeeding their children. For the LDS woman that I previously chatted about, she ended up deciding that she was going to do the 2-shirt method, where she would wear 2 shirts to church every Sunday in order to be able to nurse her child, but also keep herself covered up enough that it wasn't going to make others uncomfortable. Today, we wanted to share a few thoughts with you. Ryan will be covering the value of breast milk and how much of an issue is it really in public. And then Sarah will be sharing the resources for women to know their rights and to find the support that is right for them.